Hello and welcome to today's stream, which is Goblin Tarot. So it's been a while since we had a Goblin Tarot, so I thought it would be nice to jump on and just do a Goblin Tarot. So one card per person, or you can send supers and things like that for extra cards. Um, and yeah, let me know if the music is too loud. Maybe the music might be too loud. So yeah, I think some of you guys know the drill. Comment Goblin for a Goblin card, and I will do one for you. So we'll go in order of people who have commented Goblin. But do let me know how the sound is. I know on mobile streams the mic is not great. So if the music is too loud and you cannot hear me, please let me know and I will fix that. I will turn the music down a little bit. So our first one, we have motivational vibes. So we have motivational vibes and our Goblin Tarot here is the 10 of Cups. So I really love the artwork on the Goblin Tarot, as many of you know, and many of you know by now the Goblin Tarot is based on the traditional tarot, so you might recognise some similarities. If you are really into tarot and you know a lot about tarot, you might notice. So here we are, we have the 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups is everything you have planned has worked out. So this is of course your current chapter card, so you may not feel right now like things have worked out yet, but in this chapter it will become kind of apparent that things are really working out in your favour, things are going to plan, maybe seeds you've planted along the way are now coming to fruition, manifestations happening and things like that. We also have a feeling of belonging, so you maybe have some really close friends that you've made lately, or deepened connections with people you already knew. You might even belong to like a part of a community. You might just feel really comfortable, belonging, happiness. It's a really positive omen as well for lasting success. So even if the success that comes to you, maybe it's not your end goal, maybe it's not the big manifestation that you want, but the positivity that you're getting in this chapter, it's going to be long lasting. So that's a really positive thing about it. Feeling blessed, maybe connecting more with family. It could be family, but it can also be like people you consider family, those friends, those loved ones that you consider family. But there can be final manifestations. So even though I'm saying it might not be your end goal manifestation, it's possible. It's within the realm of possibility that you might get one of those big end goals that you're really working towards, or maybe you'll kind of come to the conclusion of what you want your end goal to be, and you'll start working towards it. But it's a very positive card for for manifestations, basically. So that was for motivational vibes. Hello, people saying hello, of course, hello and welcome. I hope you are well. Megha is the next person who says Goblin, so we'll do a Goblin card for Megha. And for this one, we have I drew it upside down. We have the 4 of Cups, and that was my fault, I think. Yeah, what have I done here? Yeah, I have my deck upside down. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Okay. So we have the 4 of Cups. So 4 of Cups there. I really like the illustration on this one. And this is for Megha. So we have, don't let your focus close you to new ideas. So it's interesting because it's kind of like you are you do have a focus, you have a goal. It could be on your work path, it could be in your love life, something like that. You have kind of a goal, you have something you're working towards, but there might be other tangents you could go off on, side projects, side quests, don't discount that. Don't be how can we say, don't just have that one focus. Don't just, you can still work towards it. I'm not saying don't work towards it, but be happy to veer off. Be happy to kind of go on those little side quests. Be happy to, maybe a new opportunity comes you didn't expect, you didn't ask for. Be happy to take it. If it seems positive, you can be happy to take that. So you maybe have a lot of contemplation in this period. You might be thinking about things a lot. You might be a little bit in your kind of meditative state, inner work, reflection. It might not be a lot of action. So it might be a little bit more contemplative. But yeah, if you do have that a draw to an action, even if it isn't your end goal, like I said, do go for that. Um, there's kind of a lack of risk at the moment, so I always describe this as having like a spiritual safety net. So when we get this message in a reading, it's kind of like, it's not like take risks, like do things that are dangerous or anything, but if something is a little bit risky, but you've kind of, it's not a scam, or you've done your due diligence on it, but there's a bit of a risk going on, like a leap of faith, taking a leap of faith, that's really positive in this chapter. So if something is a bit scary, a little bit, ooh, like that could be a bit of a risk, it's okay. You are more able to take that at the moment with your spiritual safety net. There's a lot of stability around you as well. Stability. Um, Okay, but also, so there is a little bit of a warning with this card that you might feel a little bit demotivated and you might feel a little bit bored. So it's kind of another reason why going on these little side quests and going on little tangents, that's fine to do because you want to kind of, I suppose, curb that boredom. You don't want to be too bored. But just be aware of that. You might feel demotivated, you might feel bored, maybe a little bit of work on the solar plexus if you really do feel demotivated, and just taking on those little side projects to stop yourself from being so bored. But it's just a bit of a warning, that maybe you might get a little bit bored in this chapter, it might be a little bit slow moving. But you can take that time when we have kind of that slow moving energy. We can take that time for reflection and introspection and all that inner work. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to have a bit of boredom sometimes. It gives us some time to think about things and reflect. So next we have Sid. So Sid, we have a Goblin tarot for Sid. So let's see. Oh, there. Sorry, I need to turn that around. Of course, there are different meanings for upside down and with tarot, but it's my fault the way I'm drawing them. So we are drawing it the right way. So we have Nine of Cups at the moment. We have Nine of Cups for Sid. Everything has turned out well. Enjoy your success. So there's happiness, compassion, trust in the universe, high-mindedness, and optimism. So with this card, it's kind of like, it's not saying you're going to get success in this chapter, like we had with motivational vibes. It's more saying you've already gained success. You've done something that's been really great. You've done really well at something. You should be patting yourself on the back. You should be kind of sitting in that success and feeling proud of yourself. Don't overthink things. Don't worry about yourself too much. Take a little bit of time to be happy with the things you have achieved. Sometimes we achieve something and we try to move right directly on to like, what's that next goal? What do I need to do now? I still have flaws. I still have things to work on. This is more about just forget about that for a moment and just be happy with the success you already have. So everything has turned out well. You're really in touch with the universe at the moment. And really in touch with your higher self. You have a lot of compassion from your like angels and your guides and all of that. So you have a lot of support. It's a really positive card in a spiritual sense, like your spiritual senses, your, like I said, the connection to the universe, very, very positive. So your crown chakra is probably very balanced. Your third eye is probably getting more balanced, I would say. I do work with you, so I know a little bit about the third eye, but your crown chakra is perfect, very in touch with the universe at the moment. There are deeper meanings to some things that are going on, and I think you do know that you do delve into the deeper meanings behind things, so you are kind of connected in that way anyway. I feel like this is a bit affirmative. And you can be a selfless person. So you can be a very selfless person. You do selfless acts. You care a lot about other people, and the message really is to, of course, keep that up. Like nobody wants you to go away and be selfish, but it's kind of like a pat on the back again, like a pat on the back for the achievements you've made, a pat on the back for the person you are because you're a very kind, generous, selfless person. Don't stop being that person. That's really great energy that you are in. So yeah, so really nice card so far. That was Sid. So we'll just check who is next in the chat. Risha, okay. So Risha, here is your card. And if anyone is new in, so I will just say, if you're new in, comment Goblin in the chat for a tarot. It's one free card tarot reading, Goblin Tarot. So let's go for Risha. We have the Fairy Wanderer. Okay, this is my favourite one. So we have the Fairy Wanderer. So this is, you may recognise this as being similar to the Fool in the Tarot. And this is a really nice card. So it's all about new beginnings. It's all about open-mindedness. But it's really about this innocence as well. So we'll go for the warning first. So the warning in this card is you're quite a innocent person. You might be a bit naive. So there might be some naivety there. Maybe just keeping your guard up a little bit and kind of, trying to be aware if someone does try to take advantage, because when we're naive, people can take advantage, and that's of course not what we want. But the majority in this card is very, very positive. We have the new beginnings. So new opportunities might be opening up for you. Maybe you might instigate the new opportunities. It doesn't always mean that they're just going to come to your door. You might be going to seek them, but it's a really positive omen for new opportunities. So if you are thinking about going on a new path, starting something new, whether it's in love, in work, in spiritual practice, you're really being supported here to step onto the new path. But you're also being supported and guided to keep a really open mind. So the Fool Tarot it's so open-mindedness. It's like, even though you might have your own belief system, you might have your own values, it's not to be closed off to other people's opinions. The Fool is very happy to, or the Fairy Wanderer, sorry, I keep saying the Fool. The Fairy Wanderer is very open to learning new things. Even if you're talking to someone who has a different belief, you can still learn from them. Maybe they'll still teach you a little something. So it's all about really that open-mindedness, being just so open-minded, so open to new things. If you're guided to try something you've never tried before, or someone asks you, do you want to try this, and it's something you've never done before, definitely go for it. It's the kind of, in this chapter, new things are really, really positive and important to you. So make sure you're doing something new, something you've never done before, and just keep that open mind. So that's a really nice one there. So let's see who we have next here. Thank you. I really appreciate the compliments. My makeup's a bit of a mess actually, but I really appreciate that, and we do like the dress. Quite nice. So yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for the likes as well. I know we haven't had many people in, so yeah, I really appreciate that. If you haven't liked the video yet, please do like it. And if you are wanting a Goblin Tarot, please comment Goblin in the chat. And let's see. I'm glad it's nice to hear motivational vibes. Delphine! We have Delphine, amazing. Okay, so we will do a Goblin for Delphine. So here we are, here it is. Oh, we have Lady of Wands. Okay, so we have Lady of Wands. So linking it to the usual tarot, it's the Queen of Wands, okay? So really, really nice one there. You can always call on your natural confidence. So there's warmth, passion, enthusiasm coming through with this card, determination, adaptability, and independence. So your ability to be adaptable to things, to anything that might, so a lot of the time things change around us and we can't help it. I always say we can manifest, but we're also co-creating this reality with other people. So sometimes our manifestations are interrupted by other people. Sometimes our life path is interrupted by other people. So your ability to be adaptable should really come to the forefront in this chapter. You really might have to adapt to a change that you can't really help. And that doesn't mean a negative change, it just means a change. So it could be really, really positive, but your ability to adapt to it is really going to benefit you, basically. So tapping into your inner confidence and your adaptability. So again, because we're getting confidence come through, if you do want to work on a chakra, want to maybe have some energy work or meditation, the solar plexus is a good one, because you want your confidence to come out. You want your inner confidence to really come out. It may be needed in this chapter. You do have it, so maybe you don't need work, but if you do feel like you need work, it's the solar plexus. But you do have a lot of inner confidence, so that's really nice. Let's see, we have control and organization. So yeah, it's interesting because we have this adaptability kind of message with um, things that might change out of your control, but there's also your ability to organize and to plan and to kind of get in control of your own life path. So there is a certain level of control that we can have on our life path. And if you organize yourself, if you plan a few things, if you schedule a few things, if you kind of get your thoughts together a little bit, your desires, if you really get in check, get in line with what you want, you do have the ability, being the queen, the lady of wands, the queen, you do have the ability to kind of rise above a little bit and be more in control than, say, maybe the average person, we should say. So you do have that ability to have a level of control. So being adaptable where you can't have control, but rarely stepping forward in that confidence and rarely controlling the things that you can control and manifesting, being, doing what you need to do. There's a lot of positive energy in this card, but it rarely is about stepping into your own power. So if you feel a little bit like you're going with the flow of the universe at the moment, or you're not super like embodying your own power at the moment, do step into that because it is going to be needed, and you do have it. You have a lot of power within you to tap into, as is clearly shown by you drawing this card. You wouldn't draw this card if you didn't. So that was the Lady of Wands Goblin for Delphine. Very, very nice. So let's see who else we have in the chat. Maya! Sorry, Maya. I learned how to pronounce the name. So Maya. So so just in case we do have new people in here, it's not questions today, so it's not like pendulum or crystal ball at the moment. It's just Goblin Tarot. So we just get one tarot, and it will speak to something in your current chapter, maybe a message you need to hear, maybe some guidance or something, If you want extra cards, you're very welcome to send super chats or something for them. But yeah, they're free. The card is free, but it's not really questions at the moment, if that's okay. So Maya's Goblin card here. We have the Four of Crowns. Okay, so we have the Four of Crowns. So take time out and the answer will come. So you're really being guided to take time out. You need to rest. You need to not be overexerting yourself, not doing too much. Restoration, recharging, and reflection. So it really is guiding you. Again, someone else had a similar message here of take that introspective time. Maybe your energies are a bit slow at the moment as well. Maybe your manifestations aren't super quick at the moment. Your momentum might be pretty slow, and that's okay. When we have slow momentum, we can work on ourselves. We can go within, we can reflect, we can plan what we want in the future, because sometimes we can't always take action. Maybe we're limited by something, like we don't have money at the moment. Maybe the plan of action is we really want to go to this country or do this or whatever it might be. Or maybe you need to wait till you have money, or you need to wait till it's the right time. And in that waiting period, you can really plan, work on yourself, and just make plans of action. Because the positive thing with the Four of Cups in the Goblin Tarot is there's rarely we see the crown here beneath the Goblin, that is representative of your a possibility, opportunity to have abundance. So even though you're kind of being guided to like just go within and not really take much action at the moment, there's a lot of possibility for abundance in this current chapter. There might be an opportunity coming up. There's definitely uh, just opportunity of abundance. You may be finding a way to make a bit of extra money, or maybe you might have an idea like while you're planning and whilst you're going within, you might have spark a new idea or new inspiration that guides you onto a better path monetarily. So when you are guided to go within, it's really beneficial to do it, because that idea that brings you the abundance might be something you come up with when you're introspecting. It's not always something that is going to just like come to your door, like I said before. So yeah, the Four of Cups, a really, really great omen for abundance. So that's really nice. Yeah, but it really is about taking that time out and reflecting, introspection, and all of that. Try to make sure that you do take a little bit of time to do that. And yeah, so abundance is available to you. That's a good one. Hello, Sabrina. Hello, Linda. Um, so yeah, so like I said before, I'm not really asking questions at the moment. or Linda will do a Goblin Tarot. Yeah, so Goblin Tarot for Linda. Here we are. Do like the video if you haven't liked it already. I'm not going to be on for very long, so if we got to 10 likes, I will be happy with that. So please do like it if you haven't already. So here we are. So this is for Linda. The Fairy Queen. Okay, so we have the Fairy Queen here, which is akin to the Empress in the normal tarot, you know. So yeah, it's kind of like the Empress in the usual tarot. Be happy with the result of your actions. So you've done something lately, maybe you've had a conversation, maybe you've, you know, done something in your life that's it's going to be beneficial to you, is beneficial to you. Be happy with what you've done, be happy with the things that you've maybe achieved or done or said, or the connections you've made or something like that. It's just about being a little bit happy, you know. And I think we always need a reminder sometimes that, you know, we beat ourselves up when we do something bad, but we don't often celebrate ourselves enough when we do something good. So it's just a kind of reminder with that. But you have the fertility energy here, beauty, happiness, nature, pleasure, development, and success. So fertility can be, you know, like people can get this when they're like getting pregnant or trying to conceive, but fertility sometimes it's more about if you're kind of a manifester, if you're into like witchcraft or manifesting or anything like that. It could be guidance to work with the moon phases. That's one thing that sometimes comes through, but also can be, so fertility is breathing life into something, breathing life. So a passion energy, a kind of inspiration energy, um, breathing life into something. So it can sometimes be creating a product. It can be doing something creative. It can be, you know, maybe providing a service if you want to kind of work for yourself in some way or do some side projects, some creative side projects, because it's all about breathing life into something, creating something, not necessarily a human life, but creating something. So there's definitely a creative energy there, at least with the fertility message. Um, so beauty as well. So when we get beauty, I always find it interesting. If Linda, if you're a very spiritual person, you're probably more concerned about your inner beauty than your outer beauty. You probably work more on your inner self than your outer self. But I always describe beauty when it comes up in a card like this as don't be scared to reflect how beautiful you are on the inside, on the outside. I always compare it to flowers, peacocks, you know, beautiful birds and animals and nature that look beautiful. They show off. They outwardly show off, you know, and it's okay to do that. So if you want to tap into a little bit of kind of shallow energy, you want to dye your hair or get a haircut or change your style or you know, treat yourself to a little shopping spree maybe, that's okay. You are the fairy queen, so you're very welcome to treat yourself. Um, Happiness is coming to you. So in this chapter, if you have been feeling down at any point in recent times, the happiness it is coming to you. So and this is like a current chapter card, so it's really saying that's going to probably be in within the near future. So that's really nice. A lot of happiness. But getting out into nature is really important to you. So getting out into nature, grounding, and you know if it is difficult for you, if you live in a built-up area, if you don't have many like parks or nature places nearby, I always suggest grounding by maintaining like a house plant. If you could just sit with your house plant, meditate near it, you're still grounding with something natural, something of nature. But if you can get out into nature, that would be perfect as well. So you're kind of being pushed to do that. Um, and then you have success. So of course, it's the fairy queen. Of course, there's going to be success. She's a very high energy, very, you know, high divine energies. So there could be success, but the success doesn't have to be monetary. It might be success in a relationship. It might be success with, you know, like the creative project when we're talking about fertility might be success with that. If you actually were someone who was trying to get pregnant, it might be success with conceiving, you know. So it's about success but can come in any part of your life. So the fairy queen, and that was for Linda. And it's nice to see new people in. Do subscribe because I try to come on like twice a week, or as often as I can. And whenever I have a spare hour, I do come on with crystal ball, pendulum, and tarot are the most common ones. But we are planning for aura reading and past life reading and starseed reading and things like that coming up. And even sometimes we do palm reading. It's been a while, but we do. And there's many crystal balls. So yeah, do join us, stay with us. You're welcome, Sid. Um, just think if I can delete a message there. Yeah, okay. Kevin, I'm doing very well. I hope you are well. So do a goblin for Kevin. I just like to see who else. Oh, okay. We don't have too many people in, so that is nice. So if you have not liked the stream yet, please do like the stream. I greatly appreciate it. It means a lot to me. So yeah, these are Goblin Tarot. So just in case anyone is new, I will go over it. Goblin Tarot. So there we are. That's kind of like how the back of the deck looks. And the Goblin Tarot are based on the traditional tarot. We do still have ones like you would have in a usual tarot, but coins as platters instead. The goblins are their abundance is fruit and foods. So coins as platters and swords as crowns. So we have wands and we have why can't I think of the other one? Wands and cups still, but then we have platters and crowns instead of swords and pentacles. So yeah, it's based on the traditional tarot, but I just really like the Goblin tarot. They are based on a very, very old poem, I think it's from the 1920s, called The Goblin Market. So they are actually called Goblin Market Tarot, if anyone is interested in them. But yeah, let's get on with it. So we are looking for a card for Kevin. So nine of platters. So we have the nine of platters. So it would be the nine of pentacles in the traditional tarot. So let's see. So we're having another one that's enjoying the results of your hard work. So we are getting a lot of kind of, maybe a lot of people in the chat today have been achieving things, working towards things, and doing well. Because we're getting a lot of messages about being happy with the things that you have achieved, being happy with the things that you have done, and that's the same goes for Kevin. So maybe this is to do with like your work, your study. You're being guided to pat yourself on the back again, like I said earlier, to um, oh, I can't remember whose reading it was now, but patting yourself on the back. So, enjoying the results of your hard work, accomplishment, um, self-care, reward, satisfaction, and luxury. So again, guidance to self-care, we're getting a lot of that as well. You guys are getting kind of similar messages. So being happy with the things that you've done and achieved, and for keeping focus on your self-care, and like I always say, solar plexus, maybe heart chakra as well if you're not feeling super in self-love energy. But yeah, so this is a really positive card because it shows the possibility of like achievement to continue, so the momentum of that achievement, and you are achieving and you will achieve. It's quite a positive omen in that respect. Being selfless and having compassion, you're being rewarded for that basically. So you are being rewarded for that really positive and generous energy that you always convey. Keep up your self-care, and the rewards and the satisfaction that are coming to you, like you have this possibility of like a really great reward. Okay, so there's messages like luxury and inheritance that come through in this card. So I'm not saying like when we see inheritance, we're not automatically assuming that like someone's going to pass and you're going to, get a load of money. It's not really like that, but it's kind of like there may be something that's coming to you in an unexpected way, and you also might achieve something that's higher than you expected. So we're getting that luxury energy, like for some people it might be, you make tons more commission this month than you ever did any other month, and you treat yourself to like a luxury item, but yeah, like real luxury energy. So it's not just achieving, it's surpassing your expectations of achievement. So it's doing very, very well. So it's a really, really positive omen, the nine of platters. Just making sure I don't say pentacles. So yeah, it's a really positive omen. So I would kind of keep that energy and that vibe up, because I know like when I know you guys, I do kind of link it to things that you are doing already. But because I know like you're like studying and everything and applying for things, it makes me feel like really positive, and that it probably relates to that. And yeah, keep that positive energy around that, because it seems like you're manifesting that in a really positive way. Sarumi. So yeah, Sarumi, you can have a Goblin Tarot. So let's see, we have Sarumi, We have Lubna. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that. And then we have self-help. Okay, so uh, it does say there's 4 people in. So if Sarumi, Lubna, and self-help, if you guys are still in, please comment Goblin in the chat. Just don't want to read for people who've jumped out. I know if I'm behind in the chat and it takes me a while to get to you guys, some people do jump out. So if you're still in the chat and you're still wanting a card, just comment Goblin and I will give you one. Sarumi, okay, great. So here we are. So we have Goblin for Sarumi. We have the Ace of Crowns. Okay, the Ace of Crowns. So speak your mind to solve your problems. So this card is really sometimes, we're constantly shift in terms of our throat chakra and our communication and how we connect with others. We do constantly shift. Someone who always speaks their mind and doesn't really care about other people and what they might think, that can sometimes be a bit much. Sometimes we do have to know when to hold back a little bit, know when to give other people space to come to their own conclusions, not push our beliefs onto people and things like that. But because you are getting about speaking your mind, it's very much like you don't hold back right now. It's not the right time to hold back. It's not the right time to hold your tongue. It's definitely time to stand up for what you believe in. It's definitely time to speak your mind. If someone upsets you, if you disagree with something, if you feel like you need to stick up for what you believe in, just in this current chapter, just do that. And I know sometimes it is more beneficial or more peaceful to hold your tongue, but at the moment you're being guided to not do that, and there'll be benefits to that along the way. In the future. But yeah, rarely speaking your mind, make sure you do. You're in a really logical energy at the moment, so this is another thing where we shift and we go through phases, because of course I'll always guide people to go with their intuition, but often our intuition goes against our logic, and because our intuition sees the bigger picture and sees further down the line, and logic's very in the here and now. So but you are being guided to be a bit more in your logical mind at the moment. So it's not to ignore your intuition, but it's just to be very kind of grounded, 3D, and kind of logical, if that makes sense. So just making sure you do stick to that. It's kind of like being grounded a bit, Sometimes we can be too high in the clouds, too much in our crown and third eye. But we want to do. Paul, hello, and thank you. so so you want to be a little bit more grounded, you want to be a little bit more in those logical energies, but like I said, not ignoring the intuition, just kind of coming down from the clouds a little bit, or coming down from your higher self a little bit and being a bit more in physical 3D. That would be really great for you at the moment. You have a lot of power, so you really are stepping into like divine power. If you do struggle for confidence usually, or you don't really feel like you're in an empowered position, you may feel more like you can tap into that inner power, because we all have it. We all have warrior energy. We all have power within us. That's going to come to the forefront for you in this current chapter. So make sure you are utilizing that. You have a lot of power and sway and maybe even influence. So make sure you are utilizing that. You have a lot of insight and clarity. You might have a breakthrough. You might have really good ideas. Don't discount your own ideas. If you do have a breakthrough in something, you're really utilizing your logical mindset at the moment. So you're usually in this current chapter, you're going to be right, and no one's right all the time, but you're really on a roll at the moment, should we say? You're on a roll, okay? So yeah, you can make the decisions. You can get to the heart of the matter as well. So it's not beating around the bush with things. Just really getting to the heart of the matter. If you have something you want to sort out, just connect with those people. Just tell them what you want. Get to the point. It's going to go well for you. It's going to benefit you, and people will be receptive of it. So sometimes we fear doing that, because we don't know how other people will take us, but the card is telling you that people will take you very well, and that you will be received well, and that you will be right, you'll be correct. You're like I said, maybe on a little bit of a roll at the moment. So coming to really logical conclusions, coming to breakthroughs, it's a really, really positive message for Sarumi at the moment. So Ace of Crowns, our Goblin card there. But yeah, step into your power. You have a lot of power, and sometimes we go with the flow of the universe. Sometimes we just, sit back, relax. But it's time to step into your power at the moment. Sarumi, you're very welcome. Yeah, and it can relate. So it can relate to when we're listening to these readings. It doesn't always have to be like on the job path or on the, it can go to any aspects of life, or it can go to many. It can relate to the love path and the work path sometimes, So yeah, absolutely think about where that resonates for you. You're very welcome, Kevin. Of course, you're very welcome. So you have Lubna. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but Lubna is next, and then self-help Sadie, and I think I'll be jumping off after that. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Lubna. So a goblin card for you. Here we are. So I hope you guys can see the illustrations well enough because I really love this deck. Knight of Wands. So you have the Knight of Wands. Now is a good time to do what you want to do, okay? Energy, passion, adventure, courage, and possibly departure as well. So, doing what you want to do, going with your intuition, and not so compromise for maybe what society thinks we should do, maybe what family thinks we should do, and things like that. And in a close relationship, compromise is always good, but at the moment you are being guided to kind of put what you want at the forefront and kind of do what you want to do. Maybe you're someone who puts other people first too much. We need a balance there. So putting other people first is really great. You're a great person for doing that, but you need to balance that a little bit with also doing what you want. So you're being pushed a little bit in this chapter to do a bit more of what you want. Don't compromise too much. Okay, so I'm not saying just be selfish, but yeah, just do what you want to do a little bit more in this chapter. Don't be scared of that. Don't feel guilty about that, should we say? um, because it seems like you're getting a kind of a wave of passion energy, which is, if you do, like I do often give like chakras you can work on in these readings. If you do want to tap into that passion, if you don't feel like that passion is coming through for you, tap into your sacral chakra, because the inspiration, energy, passion, creativity, it's all in the sacral. So if you do want to uncover that passion, maybe it's not, you haven't uncovered it yet, work on your sacral chakra. But when you do uncover that passion, it's going to be very strong. You're going to get like really positive passion come through, and it might guide you to certain places. You might suddenly realize where it is that you do want to go, and you're being guided to do that. Don't hold back from going where your passion takes you and where you want to go. The only downside with this one, the Knight of Wands, there might be a departure. So when you're kind of going along this path, and it's kind of like, maybe it's off on a tangent a little bit, maybe it's a new beginning. But when you're doing this, there could be something from your past that releases, or from your present that releases. So you could have like a relationship that doesn't no longer resonate with you, or you might have like a job that you're doing that no longer resonates when you get this new passion. This new passion might take over, and the old job's like gone. So there may be a departure there. So maybe a friend that no longer resonates with you, maybe a relationship, maybe a job. So it could be in any aspect of your life, but be aware that something that no longer serves you might be releasing from your path. So don't worry too much about that, and try to, instead of focusing on the thing that you're releasing and that's leaving you, focus on your passion and where that's taking you, because it's that forward momentum and where you're going. That's the most important thing. Whatever releases is releasing for a reason. It's supposed to release, okay? So just let it release. Follow that passion forward, and do what you want to do. Put yourself first for a little bit. You have a lot of growth going on. You're going to be solving problems, so it could be like something that's been an issue for a while, and when you solve the problem, you realize that thing that's departing. When you solve the problem, it could be that you need to release something, and that solves the problem. But yeah, the problem solving is coming through really strongly here, and also groups. So when we have groups, we're really being guided to um, connect with our friend groups, connect with our loved ones, family members, things like that. Maybe that passion is like a creative hobby or something like that, and maybe you join a group, where you all do that creative hobby. It could be anything like that. So friend groups, loved ones. But just make sure you're going to social gatherings. Maybe you even organise social gatherings yourself. But yeah, really connecting with people at the moment. you don't have to recharge your social battery too much. You're in social energies at the moment, so utilize that, connect with people. Maybe it's even networking or something. But yeah, groups, getting out into the community and things like that. Very, very positive for you at the moment. So that was the Knight of Wands for Lubna. And then I think we have one more. So I think we're going to do self-help Sadie. And I think that's going to be the last one, but let's just see if anyone else did pop in. Lubna, so much related to me. I was rather confused about my life, like what to do. Thank you so much for reading. I really needed this. You're very welcome. So yeah, if you are still feeling kind of like confused, I would definitely suggest working on your sacral chakra, because it seems like the passion that's going to come for Lubna is that's what's going to kind of maybe not confusion, maybe going to take you on the right path, kind of release that confusion by knowing what you want. So yeah, we'll get to self-help Sadie now, and that will be the last one. I really, really appreciate you guys coming. It's really nice to see members, subscribers, and new people as well. So if you are new, please do subscribe. I do many different readings all the time, and you're very welcome to always join them. They are free. There's like extra things that you can pay for, but there'll always be free readings. And yeah, it'd be really nice to see you guys come back. So it's really nice to have new people. So self-help Sadie, let's do your Goblin, which is Three of Cups. So we have the Three of Cups here for Sadie. So celebrate your success with those you care about. Okay, so this is another one. So many of you people today on stream are getting success. You're going to achieve something, or maybe you have recently just achieved something. But the kind of warning with this card is who you share your success with. Okay, so you kind of need to utilize your intuition, your friends, your family, those who are close to you. Don't. It's kind of like that message of you don't want to tell everybody all of your plans and be too open about what you're doing in your life and things like that. People could use certain things you say against you if you say things that are a little bit personal. People could try to kind of be a rival to you. People could try to sabotage you if they're jealous. So it's about achieving, doing what you want to do, being your successful self, but being careful who you share that with. So not giving all of your plans of action, not giving like everything to everyone. So know who is good for you. Know who, like, feel into your intuition of the friends, family, and loved ones. Only share your close things with them, your secret things, maybe. Don't be too open about your plans and your success to other people, because you might have jealousy, you might have psychic attacks and things like that. So it's just being mindful and careful about who your group is, who your circle is. But the positive thing is the success, but you just don't want that. You don't want psychic attacks or negative energy, so just be careful with that. We also have, there'll be celebrations. So again, you're someone as well in the chapter where you're in social energies. So get out into groups, go to social gatherings, maybe, like I said to Lubna, maybe instigate social gatherings yourself. But yeah, tap into social energies. Your social battery is going to be more full than usual. Won't drain as much, so you can really connect with people, maybe networking as well. So kind of similar a little bit to Lubna with that. But yeah, the friendship and the kind of friendship energy is the difference with this one to what we were getting for Lubna, because it's really about it is about connecting, it is about being social, but it's that small circle rather than like maybe meeting tons of new people, going to groups and things. It's more about really knowing who those close people are, basically. Yeah. Experiencing growth, so there will be a lot of growth for you, and that's success energy is really coming through. So with the success, of course, we can have it tends to kind of point really to, or how I'm intuitively feeling it, especially some kind of monetary abundance, something that you achieve that's a little bit maybe in study or money, root chakra based, and maybe getting a home, something like that, a bit signing a big contract, or getting a really positive big purchase that you've always wanted. But of course, there can be success in like relationships and things like that as well, or spiritual growth as well. So yeah, you're really welcome. The Three of Cups is definitely my theme this week. Good call for me. I've been Contemplating how small my friend, yes. So really just about that friend circle, but success and achievements as well. So there's a really positive side of that. So I wish you all the blessings. I really wish that success and those achievements come quickly for you, you know, and really positively, and that they last as well. Really want them to be lasting. So it's really nice to meet you. So it's really, really great to connect with new people. We got quite a few readings from there, so that's amazing. So really, really hope to see you guys all back. Hope to connect with you soon. Love, light, and blessings to each of you.